Child. Just when I thought things couldn't get no worse for Andrew Gillum, then these pictures done came out with him legs spread wide open on the bathroom floor with throw up coming out his mouth and pills or a vibrator in between his legs or in his butt. But the question is this real? Is it fact or is it fiction? Are these photos Photoshop? Is this man being set up or it is what we see? Let's talk about it. Child, over the weekend, I was down to the bar where the Honda cars be, full of the good liquor, minding my business like I always do. My phone got to doing the Harlem Shake. It was just a ringing and a buzzing and the jangling and the shaking. And I was scared to turn it over because I knew it was going to be some shit. And when I did, it was about 973 text messages with all these pictures of Andrew Gillum laid out on the damn, on the damn bathroom floor with vomit, butt ass naked. Down to the thing. Now, when I first got the photos, it was alleged police body cam photos, right? But under further observation, there was some inconsistencies with these photos that led me to believe that, yes, Andrew may have gotten caught up in a scandal or some kind of scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. But it seems like there's a greater evil at play. And indeed, this man may have been set up. Let us count the ways. So for starters, this first photograph that I got, right, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. Hopefully y'all can see it in detail as I speak to it. Number one, for this to supposedly be police body cam footage, whose foot is this, right? Number two, if I'm naked, I'm partying with my friend, we both in here dying, I'm not taking pictures of my friend in this situation. Number three, I ain't got no shoes on either. I'm not implicating myself in this situation. Who foot is this? Okay? If the escort boy was in the bed throwing up, face down, ass up, that's the way he throwing up, then whose foot is this? And if the doctor supposedly came back to the room and found them like this, the doctor should have shoes on. Secondly, if you look at the bottom of this photo near Andrew's wrist where the watch is, it appears as if this person's foot is on his hand. That is just completely unnatural. There's no circumstance, no type of medical procedure that requires you to stand on somebody's hand. Fourthly, if that's a word, if you look at the photo of Andrew supposedly throwing up on the towel, it just looks off. There's no trail of throw up from his mouth onto the rag. It honestly does look like either a Photoshop rag or a Photoshop face. I would expect his face to look a little more covered in vomit and for that vomit to be a little more runny. This photo just screams set up. Now here's the gag. Now, quiet as it's kept, they got the body type right. And I wouldn't be surprised if this some O.J. Simpson type shit where they lost the case because they tampered with the evidence. I can believe Andrew was in the bathroom naked, but I can't believe that this was the overall scenario by which he was in there naked. Because, you know, listen, bitch, I don't been drunk and been like, ooh, bitch, I can't move. But it does feel like somebody doctored this photo. Now, the next photo I want to move on to, this one that I'm going to put up on the screen right here. And if you notice the highlighted area or the circle area, okay, what is that in between his legs? Okay, is that a dildo? Or is that is it a pack of pills? Is it a tampon? And that, again, that leads me to feeling something was tampered with or some evidence was planted. And here is why. Now, I'm not big on toys. I ain't never took no dildo or no jackrabbit. They look like a jackrabbit and stuck it in between my ass and in my butt. But if I did, I like to think that I'd be laying in the bed somewhere and not in the bathroom. Did he get out the bed with the dildo in his ass and it fell out between his legs and in his butt while he was in the bathroom? Like, you just have to explain to me how this object ends up between his legs and he's in the bathroom in distress. It feels like a plant. This next photo, this is the 4 side-by-side photos. Now listen, number one, somebody gonna have to explain to me why is a blood pressure machine in the goddamn bathroom? Is in this room? Is the doctor that found them, Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, is he traveling around with defibrillators, blood pressure machines, insulin, HIV tests, coronavirus tests? Like, he got to be traveling with a laundry basket full of medical supplies. And then that's making me ask the question, bitch, is you a real doctor, or do you hang out with Marlon Hampton and you scamming from Memorial West? Why is there a blood pressure? And I know they were staying at a 5-star hotel, the Mandarin Oriental or whatever, and I know they real classy base and got all kind of massage equipment and menagerie equipment in there, but I ain't never looked down to the pamphlet or to the damn internet and it said complimentary blood pressure machine with each rental of a suite. Secondly, I make no qualms about the fact that I've done my fair share of party drugs, but pills was never my thing, right? I ain't never get into the pills. But it just seems to me unnatural that a bunch of pills would be laid out like this with 2 bottles. 1 bottle on the bed and a bunch of spilled pills on the floor. When people take pills, especially if they got a thing full of pills, you take you 1 or 2 pills out the thing, you pop them, and then you put the pills back in the drawer, back on the nightstand. Like, this is going way too far. Whoever constructed this alleged crime scene, they were going out of their way to tarnish this man, so much so that they went so far beyond the scope of believability. I just don't believe that this was the scene. I don't believe that this shit looks like a crack house. Okay? This shit look like a scene off of New Jack City. This don't look like no educated RN escort on the high-end level and somebody who was almost our governor. I'm just not buying this. And what kind of pills was these anyway? Y'all pill heads in the comments, y'all drop down in and let me know. I ain't never did the pills. Now, if it now this pillow, I mean, I could believe that let's throw up on the pillow or whatever the case may be. But this situation is starting to feel really fishy. Here's the thing. Do these photos of Andrew and the possibility of them being photoshopped exonerate Andrew from this scandal? Absolutely not. Was he set up? Possibly. It's starting to feel that way. But here are 2 things that I want to make known. In order for him to have been set up in this manner, somebody had to know his Achilles heel. Or like we say, somebody clocked his teeth. Somebody knew that men were his weakness. And for number 2, it's just like reality TV. The people can't use what you don't give them. You, Andrew Gillum, were complicit in such a way that it allowed things to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? Unless your story is you were walking down the street and somebody drugged your lemonade and you don't know how you ended up at the Mandarin Oriental. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was still a level of deceit, sneakiness, and secret life that made it possible for you to be set up in this way. So now it's got me looking at his political opponents kind of side-eyed, and the conservatives are over there, you know, just jumping with joy that all of this has transpired, and it's another black man's career trash, and a black man that had great promise. Like, Andrew Gillum was a force to be reckoned with, and I could honestly foresee or could have seen people being in the room being like, we need to knock this nigger down a peg. You know what I'm saying? I could see that. I could see private investigators being hired to trail and follow him to see what his patterns were, what his habits were, what his secrets were. And I could see that it is possible that this man was set up. Like, we need some more details from this escort and from this doctor, but I'm going to say this. Whether the pictures are fake or not, they tell the story that his opponents want to hear. For people who are not a fan of Andrew Gillum, they tell the story that these people want to hear. And regardless of if the pictures are proven to be fake or not, it does not matter, because this is the image that has been etched in people's mind, and I can promise you this is the image that people will carry. See, it was one thing to have a verbal explanation of what had happened, and you could leave it to people's imagination to guess, and it's another to get a visual. Case in point, we knew Whitney was doing drugs, but we thought she was doing drugs like this and not like this. And then when that picture leaked of her bathroom in her mansion with the crack pipes and all that stuff, it made us say, ooh, bitch, she doing drugs. Like, Andrew, you know, we made a thought that you was, you know, fool-la-la with the boys, tickling their prostate here and there while they got high. You had a couple cocktails. But this right here said you was spreading it low and laying it low and spreading it wide. Fuck that. You was busting it wide open. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the pictures do seem to be somewhat consistent with the police report. Here is my final take on it. I do think the scene was altered. I do. I think those pills were purposely laid out in that manner. I think whatever that was between his legs was planted there. And I think that face land and that throw up has been altered in some kind of way to make it look more exaggerated than what it was. The questions that I have is who took the pictures, because the story that we got is when the police got there that he was throwing up over the toilet, not laid down, passed out. That don't look like police body cam footage. That looked like one of the people in that room took that damn picture of you and leaked it. And I don't know the law, and I don't know, is police body cam, dash cam footage, is that public record? Is that stuff that newspapers and stuff can subpoena and get access to this quickly? Or did somebody have to purposely leak these damn photos? There's just a lot left to be answered. But this still isn't good for Andrew. Now listen, I don't got a little bird. I don't got a little bird that Iyanla's producers have been in contact with Andrew. I can't tell you where I got it from, but there are talks, and hopefully, you know, Iyanla, in addition with Judy Smith, Olivia Pope, and the assistance of myself, can help find this man some new, tangible, high-paying employment and get his life back on track and potentially back into the political arena. Like I said, if Marion Barry ass could get caught with a whore and smoking crack down to the Holiday Inn and get re-elected time after time, then Andrew Gillum too can pass this. But we got to craft the story right, and we got to answer these people questions to the best of our ability with full integrity, with no perjury. Okay? That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this conspiracy theory. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will call you later. Bye.